Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to United View and welcome to episode 21 of the Trinity.
Trinity. Sponsored by Dango.
Sponsored by Dango. Powered by Dango.
Damn, that was loud.
That was a loud one. That was a loud
Sorry,
one. But we're
bro.
back, man. We're back. It's all right. It's fine. It's fine. How come you got your Barry White like? Sorry,
bro. I'm mash up. I'm mashed. Like,
don't sound great.
No, I'm broken. I told the missus, basically, just wake me up for this one, please.
Oh,
So,
wow.
I mean,
Like that.
Yeah. Because I said, raw, just come in the room, like, I don't know, 2:40, come wash my face and get to it. Yeah, but I'm mash up. And it's mad because I wanted to be the killer is, we had such a build. Well, I still have the build up. We had such a build up to this show because I realized that
I know, yeah. I'm calling it off. I'm calling it off. I came in prepared today, and I don't want to. I feel bad if KG can't defend himself. You know what I mean? If he's gonna be
the killer is
low
I know
energy.
Owen, so
No,
Owen, that's who you are. Don't call it off, Owen.
Wait.
You're a receipt gatherer. Like even when I called you yesterday, and then you said, "I forgot that we had the." Sorry, I forgot.
That's what. How can I kick this guy when he's down?
Nah, good Owen, good. He didn't care about us, Owen. Nah, good Owen. Nah, Owen. No, don't let him fool you, Owen. He's a professional actor.
Well, if you want me to really kick a man while he's down flex, I've got no problem. Just looking for the go ahead from the boss. I don't want to get repercussions of this. I want this to go to HR.
Okay, wait. Before we start the show, we will be talking about a lot of things.
Because flex, I've got some really vicious stuff.
I expect you to.
Yeah, but
it's really vicious.
Well,
I say do it. This is what the people want, bro.
I'm sorry. Like
if this is wrestling, the show goes on, bro.
Yeah.
In the words of Vince McMahon, get on with it.
Yeah, and this is the man who's down who's saying that. To be fair, I respect that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I respect that. That was my main feeling. To be honest, I was leaning more towards that because he has been a disgrace. He has. So whatever it is that you have in store, I think is fair game. To be fair, to be called on the spot and be blindsided. How did he know you wasn't sick that morning? You know,
well, I was busy at the time. I was working. You know, I was putting some things together for my channel. And for those that aren't,
should anyone get backstory about what's happening?
Yeah. For those that aren't aware, KG a couple of days ago and you'll see this in some clips I've got prepared. KG called Flex. I didn't realize you'd called Flex first, by the way. But KG called Flex and myself, and basically just sort of ranted and raved at us for sort of 10 minutes.
You didn't get to speak.
No. And then every time we tried to start talking, he would just start screaming over top of us. Maybe that's why he's ill today and his voice is completely shot. But he was criticizing us for Erik ten Hag and our thoughts about Erik ten Hag this season, what have you, and for flip-flopping. And when talking about him on the morning shows and what have you, and I
wanted you guys to be known as flip flops like me. I'm well branded as a flip flop, and I think we all do it.
Yeah, well, I thought, you know what? After KG hung up on me and then went to his friends. And
that's what he does. Goes to his delegates.
I won that one. I won that one.
And then they'll all be like, "Yeah, you won. You showed them." Oh,
I thought, let's go back and look at actually what he's saying. Does his timelines of things actually match up here? You know, because he brought up about I called in and I said, "Oh, you're talking a lot about the morning show, and you were always talking about him." And I thought, let's find out if this was actually true. So this is just the first of some evidence that I have. KG, he can be sick, but he's on trial. Here's the beginning of this.
I said, "Hey guys, you know you don't spend that much time talking about the players." And what did Owen do? He sat down and he said, "You happy with us talking about the manager?" And all you did was continually talk about the manager every single show. And they said, "Well, you're going to talk about the players." When you talk about the players, never.
Signs of gaslighting. Someone who's gaslighting might insist you said or did things you know you didn't do, deny or scoff at your recollection of events, call you too sensitive or crazy when you express your needs or concerns.
It's a combination. You've got bad players and a bad tactical setup. That's what. So you've got bad tactics, bad players equal what you saw last night equals the most shots conceded in the league, over 200. It's just the manager or it's just the players, because it's both.
We're trying to blame everything that's wrong with this club, but I'm saying that we get into this space where we're blaming everything that's wrong with this club on Ten Hag when there's so much more to talk about.
We're not, though. We're not, KG, we're not.
I was Ten Hag defensively.
I had my clock out and I said, let me see how long they blame the Ten Hag to the players. Let me see the ratio. You go back and watch a show.
And KG, you know what that is? That is madness. And KG, that is madness. Because if you're timing stuff, that's how crazy the delusion gets. That's how crazy the agenda gets. Because let me finish.
Let me see. Let me see, because these guys, what they're gonna do is they're gonna say, I said, let me just watch it as a figgy, because they say, we always cuss the players. I said, all right, let me try and check the duration of cussing the players. We say we should talk about the players, but we speak about the manager.
Yeah.
Let me spend more time on the
players.
Let me say, guess what? Who should be the next manager? Then we go, you know what? By the manager, this, that, and the other. But then after you say, should we talk about Rashford? Yeah, we should. But you know what? We're used to Rashford being shit. Let's move on. And it's back to, we always go, we spend a lot more time on Ten Hag than we do on any of these players.
So that was the context of it, okay? That was the context of what actually happened. That's the correct timeline of events. And I thought to myself, okay, I wonder if KG practices what he preaches. I wonder, because KG's criticizing us, going, you're talking about Erik Ten Hag too much when it comes to these morning shows. And I thought, let's just go back, let's say 3 months. 3 months, over a 3-month period, how much is KG putting Erik Ten Hag on his thumbnails? How much is KG putting Erik Ten Hag in his titles? And my, there's a few. I've counted quite a few of them and numberized them. We can get them up right there. Here we go. It's Scholes expected new manager. That's number 1. Man United players are tired of Erik. That's number 2. De Zirkzee Man United links. That's number 3. Gary Neville shares thoughts about Man United manager. Number 4. Why we are struggling. Picture of Erik. Carries on. Don't blame me. Picture of Erik.
That's right.
Late night G. Emergency meeting. It's not looking good. Picture of Erik. Carries on. Let's be honest. Picture of Erik and Sir Jim. Carries on. I'm beyond worried now. It's getting scary. Picture of Erik. Carries on. Ten Hag comes out swinging. The only disgrace is you. It's clickbait, but it's a picture of Erik. Carries on. Let's talk about Ten Hag. Picture of Erik. Carries on. In the title, Ten Hag collaborative working with Jason Wilcox. Seems like the subject matter is pretty Eric-y on that one, doesn't it? Time to say the words. This is clickbait. The elephant in the room. Picture of Erik. Carries on. Are United fans still liking the prospect of Tuchel? Picture of Thomas Tuchel. Carries on. Thomas Frank linked. Picture of Thomas Frank. Carries on. Rio Ferdinand hits at Ten Hag exit. Picture of Erik. Carries on. We need to talk. Manager availability. Picture of all the managers. Carries on. I feel bad for Erik. Carries on. Ten Hag. Just title. Ten Hag. Can't get more. Can you? Ten Hag. Total lack of respect. Picture of Erik. Then he starts talking about the decision. I don't blame you for this one because it's about the managerial decision. Yes. Please make the right decision. And then Erik speaks out. Jose Sancho comment, blah, blah, blah. So actually, KG.
And I've defended Erik in loads of them, bro. If you watched it, watched that.
Okay, exactly. We can go on to that one too, KG, because at least you've been an advocate. You've always said that Erik should get more time, right? You've always said Erik should get more time. Haven't you? Haven't you?
And you guys were a failure in last season. And then guess what you said? All you did is woke up one morning and said, you know what? I'm glad, and whatever Ineos wants to do, I'm happy with that decision. Excuse me? All those morning shows. You weren't saying that before, and now all of a sudden, everything's fine, and we should just move on.
Fine speech.
Do you think they should give Erik Ten Hag more time?
As it stands now, right now, I don't feel like they should. This is an audition. This is like me trying to do like that proper Jamaican accent.
What do you mean? What?
This is like me trying to do a Jamaican accent when I'm clearly Nigerian. Yeah, I'm clearly Nigerian, and I'm not going to get the role.
Oh, so
like I'm saying, I won't get the role. I'm saying right now, when you look at what's going on with our manager, he's not going to get the. He's not going to get the role. He's not going to be able to stay. Ineos, like he's making. We talk about this before, but we say about making a decision for Ineos really easy.
So you don't think there's a way back for him?
I don't think there's a way back.
So there's no way back. He doesn't deserve more time, and he's not going to get the role. And then also, you want to try and criticize us and try and gaslight us and saying that I said Ten Hag out, which I've never said, by the way. Never said that. Said everyone's up for blame and his job could be at risk. But you want to say, oh, you changed your mind based on what happened at a certain event. How could you dare change your mind? I know publicly I've never said Ten Hag out and changed my mind based on something that's happened. Have you done that? Have you done that?
Ten Hag out.
It's fucking ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Embarrassing. Manchester United.
That's it. Ten Hag out.
Look at them.
They're shocked. Again. Ten Hag out. That's it. Ten Hag out, man. That's it.
This is ridiculous. It's offside, KG.
Right. You knew that's what I won.
Changed your mind there, didn't you, KG?
Yeah. And we know, and there's no
big captain of the Ten Hag
right now is put together. There's no context. There's no context.
And here we go again, Flex. The filibustering starts.
Nope.
The filibustering starts.
Again, I like it.
Talking over people.
You know what I would say? Really good work, but there's no context. So right now we lost out.
I think there's quite a lot of context in that.
No, we didn't. We didn't. We showed one thing. No, Flex. It's my turn to respond. It's my turn to respond to the information that was shown. Yeah. There's not enough context to all of that. I'm sorry. He showed a lot of thumbnails. Hold on. He showed a lot of thumbnails. He showed a lot of thumbnails. In those thumbnails, I do defend the manager. I do get cussed out for defending the manager. I do. Yeah. We move on to the, what do you call it? There was that game. What game was that? Was that the me and you rip it all up game? Was that the me and you rip it up?
I don't know if it was the Brentford or the Chelsea. I can't remember.
It was one of the mad ones. Yeah. Again, as Flex, as you will well know, yeah, after those games, emotions are high charged. You're getting through things.
Oh, really? Is that what happened? Actually, talk us through the emotions.
Like what you said, like Flex, what you say. You say you woke up the next day and you said you looked at it and you said, you know what? Maybe I didn't. What do you call it? How many shows you done that morning?
So you understand where I was coming from.
I said.
So you understand that?
I said the borderline of this is I'm a well-known flip-flop, and I think you guys should be in the same boat as me because you do it too. That's one of my main arguments. And what's happened right now?
My point with that was
the killer is there's a lot of videos of me flip-flopping.
Flex did a video. Flex did a video saying I was wrong. I did when Ten Hag stayed said I was wrong. So the idea of a gotcha of you're a flip-flop just like me, I don't think either of us ever said we weren't. But just right there, you've said the same responses that we did when you came after us. And you want to say about taking things out of context? A phone call cold, taking comments out of context is exactly what happened. My wider point is everyone's the same. So don't come after us.
Listen,
we're all fans. We all change our opinions. And that is the reality of all of this.
I wanted to make sure again, and if I wish I had a little more spice in my. I wish I'd actually done some research and some due diligence to find you.
I wish you had too.
Because I think I could.
The
killer is I would go and do it, but deep down, you know me, I'll get bored and I won't be bothered. Yeah, but like I wish I was gonna go around and clip up stuff because I'm sure that I'll find some great footage of you lot chatting shit. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna go and find him because I know the footage is there.
But you're missing the whole. What you're doing is missing the whole entire point. I'll tell you what this is. This was you trying to take some imaginary moral high ground, right?
No,
that's not
right.
That's what that was.
This was you, right?
Yeah.
Taking some. What's happened is I'll tell you exactly what's happened, and I haven't even seen the show. I've just got the phone call. What's happened is right. Yeah. The delegates have got to you on that live stream, right?
No,
you've seen the show before. Where I was saying, because the delegates will say something to KG from that Abraham Mbeumo thing, and then he'll take that from there and he'll bring it to life. And do you know what happened with you? It flicked a switch in your brain. Yeah, it went flick, and you turned into combat mode, and you went, "Hang on a minute, I'm coming for them too. With everything I've got." And you was live on your channel, and you decided to have a rant. That's what you decided to do. You didn't think about it. You didn't think about what you wanted to do. Your point wasn't correct, and you said, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to ring them on the spot right now because that's how I am. I think now in the moment I'm going to ring them. Yeah, and what you did was is you proceeded to just throw this, like I said, this imaginary moral high ground about what we did or did not. Hold on.
How can I take the moral high ground when I'm well known?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Hold on.
Wait
a minute. New manager.
Yeah. You had.
Go get our character
imaginary. Yeah, sorry. Let me look back. Wait a minute. Hold on. You had this imaginary moral high ground, like you have not done the things that we said we did, and like we had no accountability for changing our opinion. Like we were out here. You tried to pay. You tried to smear.
I didn't think that was enough.
You tried to make me and Owen be like some people where we're so wrong and strong. You can't tell us what to think. Yeah, when really, I literally said to you, but I was wrong, and I admitted I was wrong. I changed my opinion. Like, what's your point?
Nah.
And all you did was not let me talk over me, when you've done the same thing multiple times, many times.
And that's
as we've just seen.
That's why
we're all the same.
Point. That's the wider point. Nobody really, and actually very, very few people have a moral high ground, because I would suspect there is a very small percentage of Manchester United fans this season.
Probably only ourselves.
Evident, as even he started giving it, I'm flirting with Zirkzee. Everyone's had a wobble this season. That's the wider point.
Ty's the only man in the whole football fandom who hasn't had any
I mean,
wobbles.
there isn't this huge moral high ground. Some people might have been stronger than others. Some people might have had their wobble might have been shorter than others too.
You know the point I was trying to make?
The idea is that's the funny thing, because the responses that you gave, for instance, ago about those about the thumbnails, whatever. That's the news.
Absolutely. No, there's nothing wrong with that.
There is, because you didn't have the same. Because you started talking about our thumbnails, the same channel that you're on with these same thumbnails. You started talking about that.
What are you talking about? There are thumbnails.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
This is my point.
That's how it is, KG.
Now, let me make a point back.
Make that make sense. The channel that I'm on, that we're all on, with the thumbnail where you're on some of them shows, because that's the news. And then on your channel, you've got the news with Eric Ten Hag. You're saying it's a problem, but you do.
No. I'm saying
on our shows doing it too.
I say in the time of the show, sometimes, and you lot can't fight this one. It's true. Sometimes we spend more time talking about the manager. Remember, I'm a patron of the content, bro. I sit down, every morning show. I wake up. It's a part of my routine. I listen to the morning show, and I'm just like, I'm probably on the treadmill or doing something crazy. Yeah, that's my thing. So I'm like, wait a minute. In the heat, in the eye of the storm, was talking about the manager, and it got negative. I will say it got incredibly negative. And I would say you guys were really like, the negativity was there. Probably more so with Flex. It showed more so with Flex. Owen was slowly working his way towards it. And I was like, you know what? Out of all of us, man.
And you would admit that with that then, right? Well, you're saying that one, it depends on the news again, because for instance, if you lose a game and Eric Ten Hag's come out and said something wild, you're probably going to spend a lot of time talking about what he said. Then you're going to talk about then you know what I mean. Then you're
you want context.
Because again, that's the point, isn't it? You know what I mean? That's the point. Is that and as that clip showed earlier on, like there were also leaps being made by a lot of people when you go, I tell you what, both sides are to blame here. Manager tactics, not sure about that. The players aren't good, and that gets interpreted as, why are you having a go at the manager? And you go, well, that's what I mean. So that's, there's no
strong enough context in that. That was the day, I think I walked off set on that one, in that thingy day. What was that one? I know that was the game, probably. That was the one when we...
It might have been. It's either Brentford or Chelsea, one of those. But the line in the sand involved in all of this. And it kind of does prove your point, KG.
Yes.
And also, I guess, proves our point too, is that we are all fans, yeah? We are all fans, as you said, as Flex said, as I've said, throughout the season, depending on matches, depending on managers, depending on players, you get emotional, you say things, new things happen, you change your mind, you change your stance on things, and that's okay. What you can't do is rewrite the past.
But guess what?
And I want us all to bring flip-flops.
Because
I always get the flip-flop, Brandon. You guys are squeaky clean. You don't get called flip-flops.
Yes, Flex does that.
Flex does. I get called that all the time. I'm on the fence. I'm a flip-flop. What do you mean? I've got no rating in the community.
Flex.
I
Triple
F, didn't know you was getting called a flip-flop. That's new for me.
Bro,
my God.
I'm walking into five. It's flip-flop flex. I go, hang on a minute, Abby.
I didn't know that. I just know I'm well branded as a flip-flop, so I just thought, you know what?
Yeah.
What I'm saying.
They call me Owen Sunak, or soon to be Owen Starmer. Like,
nah, that's taking a piss.
At one point this season, Joe Blackman was, I mean, on one of the full-time view was, I mean, viciously going, say your opinion. I'd say my opinion, and it wasn't the opinion that he liked. He went, but say your real opinion. I just told you my opinion. I can't. What do you want to lie here? That's when I felt like it turned into question time.
Let's face it. KG has done what these people have done, whereby they're never satisfied. Because listen to me on this. I had an opinion, right? That it took me a while to get there. By the way, it took me a long time to get to where I was towards the back end of the season, where I completely admitted I was like, yeah, it's over, man. It's untenable. That's what I kept using. I said, this is untenable. He's not going to be able to turn this around, in my opinion. And I think he's made Ineos's job quite easy, and it's over. I said that. I absolutely. And I also said, rip it all up. The players, the manager, all of it. I said all of it. Not just putting blame on one person. I said, tear out the whole thing and start to change it. Obviously, you can't do that to every single player in one window. I understand that. But my notion of, if we're being serious, was to actually, let's work on changing all these players, and let's change Eric and the coaching staff. Change it all. I said it. And at the point where I had that moment where I was like, okay, well, now I see it as this. And the way I addressed that of like, I need to check myself here. I'm going to do a video because I need to check myself of where I've been part of this problem. I thought this, and what I realized is that I was actually wrong the whole time. That's what I said. I said, do you know what I've realized? It's not just the FA Cup win. Without the FA Cup, I actually realized I was wrong the whole time. I was wrong. But just because the apology is not strong enough for you,
I wasn't satisfied.
I must do more.
Usually, we have a conversation.
Because you said,
how many hard conversations we had non-streamed? We've had loads of them, and you be like, nah, Kate, look.
Yeah,
what do you think?
And again, and also as well in those, I mean, I think the people might not believe this, but in all of those ones that have been off stream, I can speak for myself. I've never been like, he's got to go.
Oh no, our conversations have been like that. Flex knows how our conversations. Flex knows how our conversations have been.
I've said, I hold my hands up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Again, there was no. Excuse me. I didn't feel there was enough dialogue. I wasn't satisfied with you just.
Okay, so let me ask you this then. Let me ask you this. How many? This is what I don't get. How many videos of me saying I was wrong?
Just call me and tell me why you was wrong. Call me and tell me you're not Cage. Like
what?
I'm looking at this situation.
Cage.
What?
How we always talk about it. How we always
talk Cage as well. Cage,
bro. I've never called you Cage in these whole years, bro. So you want me to ring you out the blue, call you a name I've never called you before?
Why are you saying ring me out the blue like we're not friends? Like you don't call me? Like what's going on?
Because you did that to us the other day. You doorstepped us. Yeah.
So you want me to ring you out the blue? Say, Cage, listen.
Stop saying out the blue. You ring me as your normal friend does, and be like,
listen, Nick Cage, listen,
Cage,
yeah. Listen,
I was wrong, you know, bro. Like, I know you remember when them arguments we used to have, bro. You're talking like we don't talk about football a lot, bro.
So I've said it. So what you're saying? So let me get this straight.
Yeah,
I've apologized. I've put my view of like apology out to 168,000 people at the time, and what you're saying is that
all the arguments that we had. I think it follows up. I think it's right.
Do you do that to me? Did you ring me after that Brian Mbeumo thing? You know what? Flex, I've got that wrong. Did you do that?
When have you ever done that with me either? When have you ever done that? I was wrong about that.
Again, you're asking for something.
Me and Flex. When we talk all the time, bro.
Yeah, but you never called me to say, you know what I said the other day, I was wrong on that one.
You've never done that. You don't do it, bro. So why should we?
Nah, Owen, we do. But Owen, I can't. Like, our conversations are quite long in it. They just go on. It's like an hour and a bit. That takes me that long to get home.
Yeah, but have you apologized? You apologized.
So he knows. I think we could have covered all the grounds. I just know that guy over there. I want more.
You've just again highlighted yourself with saying that we must do something that you haven't done. Again,
no. I think it happens in our conversations. We probably
think it does.
There, me and Owen. I know for sure that you
don't ring me.
You've had.
You don't ring me. You don't ring me. You don't ring. You didn't ring me and say, "You see that Rashford
sure
thing?
he probably
see that Rashford thing."
I call him.
And say
no. Let this guy tell you that I'm a well-known ringer. I don't do voice notes. I'm a well-known ringer. That's my style.
Let me finish my statement.
You know it's live now, Owen. That's my thing, bro.
Let me finish my statement. Of course you ring me. Of course you ring me. We're very, very good friends. We speak all the time on the phone.
Oh, I got a phone call.
That's him calling now.
Yeah. It's probably one of your other friends ringing to tell you honestly that they're sorry about something.
They've gone Cage.
Right?
Wait, guys, we're not actually gonna talk about any of the Trinity stuff.
We will in a minute. My statement was, is the fact that you don't ring me to apologize about false things you've said. Or not even actually, wait there. There's two.
Let me start apologizing.
Hang on. Hold on. No, hold on.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. There's two things with you. You don't ring me to apologize that you said an absolute madness of something you may have just made up. That's just not true. You don't ring me and say,
I did say sorry. I did apologize. Remember when we blamed you for the football thing? And he said it's not even on stream. I did say sorry about that. You remember when we all blamed you for the DJ thing? We said, Flex, man, don't say nothing. It took me a long time to get there. Remember when Arsenal scored? Arsenal scored and we blamed you. And then we said it's all Flex's fault. And
the Odegaard one.
I called you later and said, "Oh, you was right about that." Still,
called me later. You called me 9 months,
months later.
Many. So by that logic, my Flex's view where I apologize was about a month and a half ago. I still got 5 more months. You see what he does, Owen?
Another year.
See what he does.
Wait. Did I call you? I called you though.
Come out of the darkness and step into the light and show us who you really are. That's all you've done.
Tell the truth. I called you though.
You really are. A 24-carat plonker. That's what you are. That's what you are.
That was your big bit of evidence.
Yeah, I did. But he knows I did. I called him. I goes, you know what, Flex? And he was right about it. You know.
That game. That game was our second away game of the season. It was in September.
It took me a long time to see it. I thought you were just being negative.
It wasn't until Happy New Year's. It wasn't until 2024 that this guy said, "Oh yeah, back in September, you was right about that." So how dare you tell me that something I did about a month ago? About a month ago, and a half ago, that I must ring you within a certain time. When the thing that you're claiming that you said sorry about, it took you 8 months.
Took me a while.
You're a disgrace. Do you realize you're actually a disgrace?
It took me a while. Are we going to get on the knees?
I don't think that. And you know what? Just to conclude, I don't think you're a disgrace, KG. I don't think you're a disgrace. I don't. I think
call people out like that when he does it is a disgrace.
I think that's representative of a lot of fans. You know what I mean? I think a lot of fans. It's been a long season, and we start having a go at each other.
Oh, you're being too nice to him, Owen.
No, I'm not being too nice.
Nah, he was on his channel.
Nice.
Did you see his face, Owen? On his channel, look at me with my delegates. Yeah, I'm gonna ring them. I'm not gonna let them speak, and I'm gonna hang up the phone.
I got my anger out. I just kicked into the gut for 10 minutes with a full-on PowerPoint presentation to start off.
Yeah, that's why you're more happy. To be fair, that's why you're more fulfilled. You're more fulfilled.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
No, he meant he. You know what? It was funny.
I wish I had the patience.
Every second of what you did. That's what's funny. In that moment, you're like, "Yeah, I'm winning. I'm
I
getting them."
No, I'm not gonna lie to you. I had the greatest time ever. So I'm actually really satisfied. To the point that I forgot when I called him one thing to talk about England. I just wanted to call him.
I did. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah,
and he goes, "Nah, we're not doing that."
I had some proper secondary school flashbacks. Literally,
we tried to just ring you on some England thing and just act like it didn't happen.
Flex. First of all, the incident in question, the bully coming from a big group of people going like this, shoving, and then going back to his mates, going, "I think I won that, didn't I?" And they're going, "Yeah, you won, KG. Yeah, you did really good. Well done. You didn't let him talk. Yeah. And then he calls me like a day later, and he goes, "Talk to me about Southgate." And I mean, it was right after the England results. So I was pissed anyway. I just very calmly hung up. I could have gone in a very
hung up.
But I just went, "I'm not doing this now. I will talk to you tomorrow." And I hung up or whatever. But in reality, I was gonna be like, pick up and just go, "Hello, fuck you," and then go like that and put it down. But I didn't. I said I'll save it.
Are we going to talk about Man United?
Oh, you want to talk about them, do you? Wait, hold on. No, Owen, Check this is enough time spent before we move on.
We spent exactly 30 minutes on the dot right now talking about this. I think
that's
enough for
you, KG? Is that fine?
Yeah.
Are we all shaking hands and moving on now? Do we feel fulfilled? Yeah.
Flex is going over there, bro.
There's no one over there. Yeah. But yeah, we feel good. I tell you what is exciting, by the way. Yeah. Some news today coming from Damesh saying that Manchester United are expected to activate the release clause for Joshua Zirkzee. And also that Manchester United have also made contact with Lille over the possibility of signing Lenny Yoro as well. So stuff is happening early for Manchester United. Yes. Well, and actually, just before we really recorded this, it just was not that long, actually, just before we started recording.
Romano's come out and said that Euro's waiting for Real Madrid or something.
Well, exactly. I think the feeling is, and this was something that David Ornstein said from The Athletic, where he said that, what that deal hinges upon is what do Real Madrid do? If Real Madrid go in for Lenny Yoro, then he's going to Real Madrid. But if he doesn't, he is going to leave this summer because he's got a year left on his contract. Damesh said Manchester United have made initial contact with Lille over Lenny Yoro. United working on several options in that position. No indication that Everton will drop the asking price on Jared Branthwaite. And as we spoke about actually this morning on the transfer view, that really means that United are willing to walk away from that deal. As far as Zirkzee, Manchester United are expected to meet the €40 million release clause in Bologna forward Joshua Zirkzee's contract. If they do, it's up to the player to decide where he wants to talk. Strong interest remains from other club, of course. We're kind of in that race with AC Milan, but United are making moves early. Ineos are making moves.
I like it. You know what? Like, I've got to say, man, that stuff that Sir Jim came out and said was music to the ears, man. As much as we wanted, I don't know people still believe him yet. I don't know what the vibe is in the United fan base in regards to Sir Jim, but him just talking and saying, you know what, he wants to fix like so much. He talks about when he speaks about Real Madrid and how much they spend net compared to us. I'm really behind the vision. I'm getting really relaxed now. Like, even if, not saying if we don't make no moves and stuff, but I know there's people in there trying to do the correct job, if that makes sense. We haven't done that. Like, we never trusted the board before. I don't know about you lot, but I know that I've always questioned every step they've made. Now you can almost kind of relax in saying, look, if it's Euro, if it's whoever, I trust that they're going to make the right decision. And I could never do that with Man United in the past, So this is like, it's exciting. It's really like, I'm really excited with this thing of ownership. At first I thought it was a mess, like 25%. What does this even mean? This, that, and the other. No, they mean business.
But the sporting control bit was the biggest bit, and it's true. Another thing that, again, I apologize to Sir Jim as well. I've done a video on that. Don't know if that was enough for you, because we all wanted to
move on.
I was probably on that side of it with you.
We'll move on.
All right,
move on, Flex.
Right. All right. Sorry.
I like a phone call.
You got to remember, Jurgen Klopp's gone now, so the Jurgen Fleck, I've got to live it on. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What is the new version? Yeah, exactly. What is the new version of that?
We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see what manager this year.
Arne Fleck,
maybe one of the new ones.
Arne Fleck, Joe Fleck, Guardiola. There you go.
Mikel R. Flecker.
Yeah, there you go. That works.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Anyway, it's the same thing. Before he came here, like you said there, KG, like, you think 25%, not nonsense. What's this? Sporting control. How's someone going to buy a minority of something but actually run it all like they're the majority? How does this thing work? And what we've seen is, I think some people are skeptical still. Some people are a bit standoffish because, listen, I get it. We've been absolutely rinsed since the Glazers took over, especially post Sir Alex in it. So we've got nothing to go off. So if a new guy comes in and says, listen, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I support the team, I respect every single person who's gone, listen, until I see it, I ain't believing nothing, because we've been really hurt.
That's fair.
Which is fair. But when you actually look at like the factual things they actually have done in this time versus what they're saying, so far to the point of where we've got to, the only time that has elapsed, what is it, 21st of June? So far, I just believe they've pretty much done all they could have done by now. Yes, we well, bro, my brother should be here by now. That's silly. Or Dan Ashworth just paid the money. There's little pedantics, but essentially they've secured these guys a long time ago.
Yeah.
And in terms of like targets and stuff and the window being open, it's not like everyone's out there buying players and we're behind. Like this is really early.
No.
Our targets are locked in. You can see the type of people we want and the consistent message
We're trying
from
to do
the horse's mouth. We're trying to do it. Someone said on the morning show the other day, "Oh, do you think we could do like more than one deal at once? Because usually we just, they're showing that we're going after a centre half and a centre forward right now at the same time. Whether it's Braithwaite, Gahey, Delit, bloody Lenny Yoro, whoever it is, we don't, Zirkzee, whatever. We're spinning a couple plates to try and move. And the general consensus across the board, which is well briefed, which is definitely coming out of Ineos, is we're not being held to no ransom. If this Braithwaite thing takes too long, laters, it's no problem. Like we'll just move on. And that's exactly what I want to see. Of course, we have to wait until the window slams shut on the, what is it, 31st of August, or is it something?
1st or 2nd of September, something like that.
Okay.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Of course, we have to wait to the window to slam shut because someone can listen to what I just said there and said, listen, you're just sold in it. We ain't got no players yet and you're bigging them up. I get it. If we end up with no players or the wrong type of players or spend the wrong money, we'll have to stand corrected. But I just think the early signs
so far
positive.
This is good. Yeah. So far, this is way better than.
And they've ripped out the old people who made all the decisions as well.
Yeah, yeah. I think there's just something good about having an owner that goes to games. Like they can feel the feeling of the fans. They can see what's wrong. They're front of house. You can actually see like that embarrassment. They were there for it. When it was raining heavy on the Arsenal game.
Yeah.
They saw that. All of them were in there and they're thinking, I tell you, that's not right, is it? Like you can't have that. And that's why you can tell, even straight away, we can say why they're different. That 50 million into Carrington, is a big step. It's a massive step. Like we might take
today that.
That's straight away. It's like you lot are willing to spend your own money to make this better. Ronaldo complained about that, saying it's the same facilities, and it was. They never once thought, mate, do you reckon we should change something around this place? Do you reckon we should update something? Never. You know what I mean? Now there's someone's come in and they're like, this is not built to say we're an elite complex. And now we're taking steps to be elite, to get players to sign for the club, because that's going to make a big difference. You come and say, wow, the facilities are amazing. I'm here for the facilities as well as the fans, this, that, and the other. I want to know that I'm at the top level club.
Yeah, to be fair, that's what Richard Arnold did say before, didn't he? When he had that thing with those fans, he said, we've spent £1 billion, but I walk around Carrington and I go, what have we got to show for it? And by that, he means right. The facilities are the same. And that just goes to show, even someone that's the chief executive or whatever, it's not really their decision if money gets pumped in to those kind of things, because that comes from the ownership. And in fairness, I do agree with what Flex is saying there, in the sense that, some people have got their different, but it's a bit like the manager stuff again, isn't it? But some people have got their different points of when they'll go, right, okay, I've got a bit more faith in Ineos now. I'm still kind of cautious. And I get that. I think what you could say thus far is most of the promises that they made coming through the door, they have delivered on those promises, really. They said that, all right, there's going to be this money that goes in that we're going to put into the club. It's going to go into infrastructure. Went into servicing the debt quite a bit, but that 50 million quid that's gone on the training ground, that's infrastructure. That's come from Sir Jim's pocket. So he lived up to that one. Like Flex said, he's ripped out all of those people we complained for years about, whether it was Arnold, whether it was Murto, whether it was even people we didn't really know that much about, the chief finance officer. They're gone. These are important people at the club. They're all gone. Ineos hires are in. So they've delivered on that promise. They said they're going to sort out the stadium. Obviously, that's going to be a very long-term project, just having the task force alone to figure out what they're going to do, i.e. a new build or a renovation. They reckon that's going to take, be figured out by the end of the year. But that started. The task force has already met. So those things that they said they were going to do, they have delivered on. Now, the other things that they've promised, we're just going to have to wait to see if they deliver on them, because they're not going to be done overnight, in terms of we're going to be challenging for the Premier League and the Champions League again. Well, that's not going to happen this season, is it? The time to judge that is probably in a couple of years' time. As far as the transfer window, like Flex mentioned, once the window shuts, then you can go, okay, let's have a look and see how the transfer window did this time round. And an argument could even be made with that. Actually, maybe the best judgment's actually next year's summer window, because those people that we mentioned earlier on, they're not even in position right now. So the sort of all
and
hands
the signings. And the signings that they make need a bit of time to just because they say they're doing it a different way, it doesn't mean every signing they're going to make is going to hit the ground running and be perfect. They're still getting young players.
Exactly. The all hands on deck, really impressive Manchester United recruitment might not come until next year because everyone's not there. I mean, as far as people still complaining about,
I think we have to reset the clock for Ineos, not on the manager, but reset the clock on our expectations of what Ineos are going to come in there and do. You know, because it is going to take the problems are huge. You know what I mean? The problems of like the contracts that we got, like the players that the Sancho, the issues of that Sancho contract, the issue of the Casemiro contract, even the issue of Casemiro. I had no idea it was as bad as it was. That's actually while we worried about Sancho coming back, while Casemiro's been a wonderful like professional, he's not happy. Like, there's a lot of stuff that and he's on a 3-year. We got people on long-term contracts that are not happy with the manager right now. That's concerning. It's concerning. I don't know, like, so far, we haven't been able to get the closest one out the door is Mason Greenwood.
Yeah, and even the Casemiro thing, there's a report today suggesting that like a move to Saudi might have been close, but it might have collapsed as well. So we've sort of we've spoken about this quite a lot actually over the last couple of weeks, haven't we, Flex, on the transfer view shows that I do think we might have to just come to a bit of a realization that we had earmarked Casemiro, oh, he's going to go this summer. Yeah, Saudi going to come in. That's maybe not that totally likely. We might be looking at a scenario where he stays and maybe that midfield signing we thought we were going to get, maybe that is a next season kind of thing. Maybe because, again, it's the power's in the player's hands there in the sense of, and even Ineos, even with these new people coming in, if there's a guy who's got 3 years left on like a 300 and what's he on? Like 300?
I think he's on 300.
Around 300. 3 years left at his age. There's not a lot Ineos could do, and that's not Ineos' fault. That's not and that's not Ineos' fault either. They're like, well, if we were, we wouldn't have given out that contract, but we've just got to use that as an example of don't do that again in the future. Not to rule out those kind of signings. If a Casemiro becomes available and Casemiro type player comes available in 3 years' time when Manchester United are in a completely different place, you can still go and sign him. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. But it's how do you make that deal work for you? If we'd signed Casemiro on a 3-year contract, like we did with Rafael Varane, 3 years, wasn't it? 3-year deal. Then now he'd have a year left on his contract. And you go, bit much, but actually we're going into our final year. You know, that can we can maybe figure that out, or maybe he'll want to go. Like we can work with that. But it's the 5. Is there probably an option on that?
He's got too much pride, Owen. I think he's got too much pride to sit on the bit. He's already pissed off. Like, now I believe Amrabat's brother wasn't chatting shit. Honestly, now it feels like he got a message from the club or a message from Amrabat. Someone messaged him and said, remove that. You're messing up. You're probably going to lower the value this time, because it is weird. The player,
he had to retract. He had to retract straight away.
There was a party that he just got on a flight and he dipped. Then when you hear the statements from Laurie Whitwell just saying, you know what, like some of the senior players questioned Ten Hag, everything is leading to sugar. Like this wasn't as they were professional. One thing I can rate about them is it wasn't clear. I didn't know that there was beef.
They're not going to come out and say mad stuff and
nothing
not try when they play or to put the arms up or because you haven't got what they've got in their careers in their cabinet. If you're not a total professional, like
look at Varane earlier on in the season. Remember when there was rumors of possible friction between Varane and Ten Hag
for the derby, innit?
For the derby, and there was like, no, he's fit, and there was rumblings, nothing really official, but there were rumblings at the time. Maybe he wasn't too pleased by that because he was being swapped out for Johnny Evans and Harry Maguire.
And and of course he wouldn't have been pleased.
Because to KG's point, there's a lot of pride there, isn't there? Going, I know, and he is going, I'm better than these guys. I know I'm better than these guys. So I think that's a fair point, KG. But
for Ten Hag to get next season going, though, Owen, like I don't know what you guys are thinking, but he can't have these issues. He can't go into next season fighting internal fires. We have to go and, like, as you've seen, everyone hates us. Everyone tried to push Southgate on us. We didn't want that, and they're starting to see that Southgate's trash. No disrespect. That's actually can't say
no disrespect. No disrespect.
I don't even know the best. He's rubbish. Like, there's no like.
I mean,
he is. He's not a Man United manager. He's not a Man United manager.
When you say trash, no disrespect.
Yeah, you can't say trash. No, just like I've just doubled down on like how to say.
No, it's because he tried to figure a different word. It was like I
was trying to find a better word, but he's absolutely like not good, like beyond not good enough.
No,
yeah. So now Ten Hag, we need to be on point. Next season, they're coming for us. We got the first game, as you lot said. We got the Arsenal game. You know when you let's go off at Arsenal on the Friday.
Yeah.
We got that game. We got that fixture where they can't wait. When they can't wait to like, and we need to be one united in the dressing room. If you got players in there that still hate your guts, it's not the best way to start. He's got to get rid of these players. I don't even mind if it's an American loan. I don't care if it's one of those ones, but I can't have Casemiro just diving in and doing wild things and not being happy. And it's not going
to be perfect, is it? But it's not going to be, and that's the part of it. It's not going to be an ideal situation for him next season. Like, to your point, like anyone that's got friction with him or he's got issues with, they'd all go this summer. But the reality is not all of them maybe will. And because even there was that report said that even he and Anthony towards the end of last season were like really bad terms, you know? So what happens with him this summer? That would be really interesting too.
Yeah. And again, but who's likely to come in for these types of players and take them off our hands? We have to really, like, as much as we keep saying that Ineos got to come in and rip it all out, unfortunately, contracts stand, especially contracts that weren't given out by them that happened before.
Yeah.
Like Anthony's on massive Ps. He's on a long contract. We had a big outlay on him. Nothing Ineos can do to change that. What they can do is if an offer does come, maybe accept it, knowing that, like, I know it's a bit of a lowball offer, but we have to if we want to move on, we have to have a little bit of collateral. But the players, listen, mate, you talk about the pride KG, 100%. Maybe Casemiro a bit different, this age of his career. Like Owen was saying, he hasn't gone to Copa America, so he's gonna have quite a quiet summer. And really, you know, if he doesn't get assurances that he's going to play as well, if they talk to his agent, say, listen, Eric's like, yeah, I'm going in a different direction. We have got a little bit of money to bring in this young kid from, I don't know, wherever else. And that's going to be the starter next to Kobe, essentially. And I'll tap into your experience vibe. He might go, nah, I'm 31 or whatever he is now. Like and after how the season ended, nah, I'm not on that. But other players like Anthony and stuff, Anthony's going to be like, listen, I just had the worst year of my life. Anthony will believe he's way better than that. Well, he kind of put it in his statement thing at the end of the season when he was like, listen, it's been hard for me, etc., etc. Anthony believes that he is better than what he showed. And there was obviously a lot of stuff that's gone on. He won't quit. He didn't walk away from this contract and say, unless you go, you're not going to play. Like,
unless Ten Hag does really say that to him, which that might be the case. Just more so because it was really interesting to see in that article from Laurie Whitwell that, you know, that like clip on social media when Anthony got moved to left back and he looked a bit like he had the weird body language. But Laurie Whitwell said no, there was a lot in that. And actually after the game, bear in mind Anthony just scored a goal that was a catalyst in that game to the comeback. By all accounts, according to Laurie Whitwell, Anthony got cussed out in front of everyone in that dressing room of like, when I tell you to go in a position, you do it and you listen to what I say and this, that, and the other. And that also is a really good insight into, you know, when we hear Eric Ten Hag talking press conferences and interviews and they go, oh, why is he not cussing out the players? Believe me, he's cussing out the players when he goes back into that dressing room. And they said that, you know, it was almost personal to him of like, I was such a strong advocate of bringing this guy here. And it's not lived up to what I thought.
Me.
Yeah,
crazy.
Exactly. And it's not lived up to how I thought it was going to be. And I've publicly backed him and blah, blah, blah. So those kind of ones are going to be interesting too. And I would hope maybe that from just a recruitment point of view, maybe Eric has learned of that, of going, just because they work well with me at another club does not mean it'll work at Manchester United. I may think it will, but people change, environments change, circumstance change, and you know.
I don't think Anthony gets another chance though, because we're absolutely trying to search for a right-sided player. That's the part that confuses me.
We can afford one.
We want Elise. We want all these players. Well, where are they all going to play? You know what I mean? Like, if I'm hearing Ahmad's going to be a first-team player. Like, he's seen as a senior player for next season. Okay, well, how many seniors are you going to have? Because
Garnacho already plays out on the right and has been like the pick of the bunch, ironically.
Yeah.
You know, Ahmad, you know, we know can play there. So we're like, listen, let's trust in this kid. And then, like you said, you got Anthony he's just there right now.
And I still want to know where Mason fits into this. I still don't know where Mason plays, you know. That's the biggest part. Like, I'd love for someone to tell me as well, like, What's his position?
Well, when he even though last season was a write-off, especially when Mason was able to make some form of contributions. I mean, against Brentford, he came on the left, didn't he? I want to say,
Yeah,
he did, didn't he?
But even at that point, that's when they were late in the games, and like it was all the positions were all kind of everywhere.
It was everywhere, yeah. But a few times against Stamford Bridge, I think he came on in midfield. At the start of the season, he was in midfield.
He was an eight.
He was an eight. It was him and Bruno.
So
was
we're
like
looking for an eight.
and Casemiro was there. Well, I don't know exactly if they. Like I said, I was told that Mason had been told, listen, when the new guys came in, certain conversations happened. They said, listen, don't worry about this season, mate. Yeah, like Ineos, they've come in and said, listen, Mason, don't worry about the season. Just write this off. Yeah, get yourself fit, get yourself a good preseason, and we go from there. That's what we got told. But
okay,
what that looks like, how, where, especially now Eric stayed as well. So Eric has now stayed, and that's his signing, big 60 million.
He's a Ten Hag guy.
Yeah, and obviously because of the amount of injuries, if he is fit next year, it will be like having a new signing because he's available. But like you said, we're back to that conundrum of where we were at the beginning of August last year, thinking, okay, how's this going to look? And for the first 2 or 3 games up to Arsenal, we got absolutely rinsed in midfield. It was awful. Apart from the first 20 minutes against Spurs where we didn't score, and then it went to shit after that. Actually, against Arsenal, first half was bopping it back. We was all right. We weren't too bad.
Well, we could say that for every game, though, Flex, couldn't we? Of like, actually, first 10 minutes, first 15.
True. So you're right. The point is, where, like KG said, where on earth is his proper position going to be? And also, like you said, Ten Hag's been saying, any idiot who knows anything about managing and stuff like that, I ain't had my players. Okay, when he's got a full complement, just off of what was there last year, let alone the new guys who come this year, just off of what was there last year, be interested to see what the plan is. Who plays where? Who plays what?
Well, the plan in collaboration with Ineos, isn't it? Because that that FA Cup final, or at least that team for the last sort of 3-ish games of the season, was a much more collaborative idea, wasn't it? It was signed off by Ten Hag, picked by Ten Hag, but with some Ineos influence on it. And maybe again, that's the best thing moving forward. It's a collaborative effort, and hopefully we see that next season.
Hopefully we see that. Hopefully we do. Episode 21 of the Trinity has just been completed.
It was
just playing.
Hopefully it is a title charge. Let us know in the comments what you're thinking. Obviously, the first half an hour had to be done. I respect KG. He did say, listen, I know I'm under the weather today.
Yeah, I didn't want to do it. I felt when he showed up today and I saw how he looked and he went, I've got the flu. I went, I can't do this. I can't do this.
He said the show must go on. I respect
it. All right, bro. 2-foot tackle. You got to say to yourself, like Don Robbie,
we're going to do this.
And Owen, please believe, in the moment where he blindsided you in that phone call, if you'd have said, KG, I got a lot on today, I got a really sore throat. No, you don't get to say about sore throat, bro. Where was your apology video, bro?
No, because he wouldn't do that. He wouldn't. If I said that, if he called me and I was like, oh mate, I'm feeling really under the weather.
And he was up like that.
KG's not like that. KG's a very sweet man in that regard. If you say it's true, it is true. It is like that. He'd be like, you okay? He goes there and then he would wait for the similar thing. He'd be like, so like, how well are you actually feeling at the moment or whatever? And then if you go, oh, I'm okay, I'm just doing some work, they go,
If not, I'm checking in. I'll say, you got to look after yourself. It's true.
Yeah. He said that to me before.
You're an absolute disgrace. You're a cheat.
I've had that conversation with KG on the phone. How you feeling? Oh, mate, I'm really tired. I'm really done. You got to get some rest, man. You got to get some rest. You know what I mean? He turns into my Nigerian father figure. Get some rest.
I'm getting straight to sleep. I've got the gym jams. I've got my gym jams on. Oh man, I can't.
Go rest, bro. Right, guys, we are out of it. Episode 21 complete. You know where we're at. If there's any news we need to bring you and go live because something is breaking, we will do just that. Make sure you check out Owen on all the big games. Just after this, in about an hour's time, you have got the Netherlands taking on France. Massive game. Mask of Zorro Mbappe. You know what I'm saying? He will be there as well. So check it out. Owen will be live for that. And we'll see you again very, very soon. Take care. We're out of here. Peace.